Alright guys, so many people had made a request on how I did the drizzle. So I did this drizzle about 45 minutes ago. And like I said in my other video, I filled this up with 10.5 mLs of epoxy. And I did drop like 6 of the alcohol ink. It was the coffee one, and 2 drops of the black one. So I let it sit for about a good 45 minutes. This is the consistency y'all want. Y'all want that slow, you know, drip and whatnot. So I'm just gonna show y'all what I do. I do take my little thingy, and you could, you know, use whatever you want for this. I'll just leave my cup right there because I'm just gonna show y'all how I get it to get nice and thick. I feed it in there to get that thicker look. Now, don't be afraid to make a mess because I'm gonna show you how I cleaned it up. So, yep, don't be afraid to make a mess. All right. It don't have to start out fancy, y'all. I'm telling you, the epoxy is gonna do its own thing. Like, don't be afraid to make a mess, because you know, when you keep feeding epoxy back to itself, all it do is just gather all together. Yep, I gotta turn it my way. You see, even with this right here, like I just take it and kind of swing it. You know, you could just mess around with it, but like I said, don't be afraid to make a mess. You cannot go wrong with chocolate drizzle. You know, you just can't go wrong. But make sure that your drip ain't, you know, too thick now. Yeah, well, I can't really tell you not to make sure it ain't too thick. It all depends on what you want, to be honest. But just feed the epoxy into itself, because it's just gonna look, it's gonna do its own drip. Just let it do what it do. I think I could sit down for this one now. You see how it's dripping? It's just doing its own drip. Just let it naturally drip on its own. You see how we got that mess right there? I'm gonna show y'all how I get that up. Cause you can fix that, make it all look natural and stuff. Just always feed the epoxy back into it. So you can even, you know, do that right there, but because, you know, I'm real picky, I'm gonna clean that up. I'm gonna feed mines. I'm gonna feed it from right there. Yep. I know people say that they ain't got the time, they ain't got the patience, but trust me, I do. But once you start to master this, it's gonna be nothing. Just feed that bad boy in there. There we go. Yep. And it's gonna do, like I said, it's gonna keep doing its own thing. Now I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna drop. It's, you know, sometimes I have a situation to where it will come down past the lid, but it is okay. It's not going to hurt. Okay, and so that's the drop. We're gonna put some right here too because it's only right. But as you can see how I'm going through a lot of this. So I'm gonna feed it some over here, or whatever you want it all. It doesn't matter if it cover up the candy, y'all. Y'all want that natural look, you know. I'm gonna show you right here where you could. All right, so that's how it look. Now, you know, it's a little bit left, and so like I said, it's really gonna do its own thing because you ain't gotta use so much of it. But like I said, it's only right. You can't go wrong. Get that stringiness. Just feed that stringy inside of the epoxy itself. Alright, and so we are done with that. Now the cleanup part. What I do to clean up, like, okay, for instance, for me, I don't like how I just attack my marshmallow like that. I get regular nail polish. I'm guessing you could use alcohol, anything with, you know, some acetone in it, but not a 100%. You don't want 100%. I don't use 100%. I mean, you can use a 100% on your stainless steel, but trust me, during this process and your cup process, when you want to clean your mess, I take a little bit. Like I told people before, I use Q-tips. Now you see how that's running? I'm gonna show you how we gonna fix that soon. But right now, I don't like how this is how it just attacked my marshmallow. So I just take that and clean it right on up. And voila. You see that? See how pretty that is? No more mess. And if you want to be sure, extra sure like me, I go back and I clean it up. Same thing with the whip. This been sitting here. This I did this like some days ago, probably like a week ago. So that's why I say it's important to not touch this until it's been sitting for a while. But I go through a lot of Q-tips. I don't mind because I have Q-tips specifically for this. And like I said, you got to have patience. And when you do, you get a nice creation. Like, you can just rub it on in there. It's gonna cut right on off. So, just clean that right on up. Okay. And so that's how I clean, you know, this. Oops, so we got a situation right here. I don't like that. And because I don't like it, I get rid of it just like that. You don't want to reuse your thing. But that's how, this is how I do it. Scoop that round up. Scoot it on that. And then, boom, you got yourself a nice, clean marshmallow. So you do that with anything on here. Now for your drips, this is the same thing. I'm just showing y'all this on how I do the same thing with this when I do my drip. If you got any messy situations, if it's a string of epoxy, like brown epoxy all over your cup, this is the method that I use. I take my Q-tip and I clean it up. I just clean it right on up, get it on up. There's something about Q-tip and nail polish, but like I said, alcohol, maybe, you know, same thing. I've used this already. That was kind of hard right there. Yeah, well, you can just take a towel and just, you know, paper towel, but I use a lot of paper towels already. And so, yeah, you just clean it up like that, y'all. That's just it. You do that, you know, but I usually don't clean it up until it's finished. Like the moment it start to, like, you know, finish, retail, it dries up, I go in, I take an X-Acto knife and I cut up in between there and then just get the rest of that off. So just let it do what it do. That is it, you guys. And I just want to thank you all for watching. I know a lot of you have put this request in. I did not mind showing you guys. Thank you.